Hey everyone, Urban Fish Keeper here. I hope you're all doing well and you've had a good weekend and you had a good week. So, what's been going on? Where's the Urban Fish Keeper been? It's been a few weeks now. We've had no new videos, so what's happening? No excuses. There's been a couple of things happening around. I've had some work commitments. To be quite honest, I've got probably too many interests, and trying to find the time to balance between this interest and that interest has prevented me from making a couple of videos. The other thing as well is I had these plans in my head of going up north collecting some fish and going down south and collecting some fish and putting that on a video to show you guys. But the reality is the weather in Queensland has been such that I won't be able to do that for a while. And on that subject, I got a message in or one of the comments on my video saying, hey, are you guys all okay there in Queensland with the floods and the water and the rain? Just to let you know, yep, I'm fine, the family's fine. Where we live, where we rent, we're quite high up and we weren't directly affected by the floods. But there's my colleagues that were affected, there's friends and family that's been affected, and there's been a lot of Queenslanders that have been affected, and also down in northern New South Wales that have been affected by the floods. And it brought with it a lot of devastation as well. So a lot of that cleanup process is still happening. So thank you for reaching out and asking the question, but we're all good. So from a fish front, where we're at, not a lot has changed. A couple of reasons. I'm struggling to find something different to breed that I'll enjoy breeding, not just for the sake of breeding. And there hasn't been, a massive variety in the pet stores that you go, oh yeah, I want to breed that. I have found something that I hadn't bred before, but very much in the same line as Siamese, but they were locally bred and not imported, which to me is better. So I'll make another video on those and let you know what's happening there and how we're going. The reason for this video is I have eventually got something that I've wanted for many years, but I just have not been in a position to, quite frankly, afford it. And nothing much has changed in that space. It's not like I all of a sudden could afford it now, but I was able to do a bit of trading, which made it a little bit easier to obtain them. So the tank behind me in the corner, which has been iconic with this channel, is with the discus pair, so the white and the orange. That pair is now gone. And in line with what I said with this channel right from the beginning, what we're going to do is we're going to breed stuff, we're going to see what we can do in limited space, and then we'll move on and try something different Excuse me. If I was purely into breeding fish to make profit, then I would have kept the discus and kept on breeding them, artificially rearing them, and selling them to one of the local stores that buys all my fish from me. And full transparency, on a discus, when they get to about that size, I get about $20 a discus. So that was it wasn't paying for everything that's in this room by no means. But it was contributing towards the brine shrimp and the food and all the rest of it. And also the channel is not at such a level that we're making, a ton of money. As I explained in one of my previous videos, so far, since I've started this channel, $146 I think is all I've made. So to get back to so the discus has moved on. But at the same time, my tank in the house, which I made a video on, that had a couple of discus in there. I've taken all those discus down to the store that buys from me. We came to an agreement. The discus equated to about 50% of the cost of what I wanted, and I walked away yesterday with something that I've never kept before, all new to me, but something that I really wanted. And what those are is a pair of freshwater rays. And I'm really excited about this. One is I'm a bit, not apprehensive, but this is uncertain ground for me. I've never kept them. I don't know what behavior to expect. I don't know what looks good, what doesn't look good. And there's a couple of things. It's only been 24 hours, there's a couple of things I've already starting to learn. And one of those is that although it's great to have fine sand in the bottom of the aquarium for them, the really fine sand has got a tendency to stick on their bodies. Now, I don't know in itself if that's an issue, but it's probably not ideal. So that's my first challenge. I need to change that. I need to make sure they settle and they feed. So what I've done in that aquarium is I've removed most of the gravel. I've put fine sand in. I left the plant, the big plant on the wood in there, put that in one corner. And then in this tank over here, I had the Peruvian Ultims. There were 6 of them. 2 of them I've moved into the discus old cube. And it's just by eye. I've just pulled out 2 by eye and moved them in, and let's see if something happens there. The other 4 I've moved into the big 1,000-litre aquarium with the rays, and we'll see if anything pairs up there, and if they do, we'll grab them out and we'll pull them this way. The other challenge is when I was emptying out that tank, not emptying out the tank, taking out the gravel and resetting it up, I only dropped the water by about 25-30% anyway. I had quite a few catfish in there. When I say quite a few, probably about 7 or so. And I tried to find them and I could not find them in that tank. And I thought they'd gone behind the background and that was it. I wasn't going to get them back. And once the tank, as it would happen, once the sand was in, the rays were in and everything was settled, of course they just appeared. And what they'd been doing is they'd been going in the crevices of the background. Now right now that's not an issue, but I need to get them out of there, because as the rays get bigger, they'll attempt to obviously eat those catfish, and that will not go down well for the rays because of the spikes on the catfish. So I really just wanted to share with you, here's some footage that I took. The challenge with the footage in that room where the big tank is, the 1,000-litre is, there's big sliding doors, great big, natural sunlight comes through there, and it's a very bright room. The downside to that is that I suffer immensely with reflection of the aquarium. So I've tried to take some footage that I can, just to show you my 2 new fish that I'm really excited about, and to see how they go over the next 6 to 12 months. Of course, settling them down and getting to feed. Anyway, here's some video footage of them. You can see the one is buried under the sand and just the 2 little eyes sticking out. This is the other one just going up and down the side and has already moved the sand off the reinforcement strut at the bottom. Excuse me. There's some video footage of the Ultims in there as well. On the Peruvian Ultims, not the nice Ultims, should I say. So anyway guys, I just wanted to share that with you. That's where we're at. What I will do though is next week I'll make another video and I'll just give you a rundown of where we are in this room, what the marine tank's looking like, what's happening on the freshwater side, what have I got breeding at the moment. To be honest, depending a lot on these guys, the garden eye, they're doing really well for me naturally. The babies hatch out, the parents don't eat them, and I just pull them out. And they at the moment are they're paying for the food in this room. So I'm just leaving them going at the moment. Crebensis are doing well, marine tanks looking okay, doing all right. I've got some proportions wrong there. As in, fish slightly too big for the tank, so it doesn't look right, but it is now what it is, but I'll share that all with you. Anyway guys, I wanted to share with you my new fish. Really excited, something that I've always wanted to keep, never been in a position to do so. I have a pair of those now, and let's hope they do well, and let's see how it goes over the next couple of months, but I'll keep you updated on them as well. All right guys, have an awesome weekend further. Have a great week. Please stay safe, look after yourselves. Till the next video, Urban Fish Keeper out.